Hey friends, welcome back. In today's video, I will show you how I use Procreate as an architect. I talk about different apps in my channel. I try to show you each time basically how I use each app for what, and I realized that until now, I've never really explained some amazing features that Procreate have. This is probably the app I use the most and the first app I've downloaded when I got my iPad years ago. It's been around 10 years now, and let me tell you, this is the most unproblematic app ever. I bought it then, I think for around $10, and that's it. No other payment since, and it works perfectly fine. I never had any problem with it. To be honest, this is the most essential app you should have if you want to draw, whether you are an architect, a designer, a concept sketcher, a game artist, or anything else. It's a fantastic tool for creating any kind of drawing and illustration. So in this video, I will show you quickly the basic tools of Procreate first, and then I will show you the top 5 features that makes it a great app for architects and designers and how I use them in my daily works. I also made a new cheat sheet about this app too. This is completely free. You can download it in the description below. Alright, here is a quick guide on how to use Procreate. Once you open the app, you will have your dashboard with all your drawings. To create a new one, tap on the plus icon on the top right side of your screen. Here you can choose the size of your canvas. If you want a specific size, just tap on the file icon here. Now I'll just open an existing one. On the top left, if you tap on Gallery, you will go back to all the canvases. Just next to it, you'll have Actions. This is from where you can import files, add text, crop and resize. You can find the drawing guides and also export your drawing or find a time-lapse video of your drawing process or some preferences and settings related to the Apple Pencil. Next to it, you'll have the Adjustment tab. These are for adjusting colors within your drawing or filters and special effects. Then just next to it, you'll have the Selection and the Transform tool that helps you select and edit anything on your canvas. On the top right of your screen, we first have the brushes, and just next to it we have the smudge and the eraser tool. Then we have the layers. I will talk more about this later in the video. And finally we have the color disc where we can select, adjust and harmonize the color in our drawing. This is also where we can import and export color palettes. On the right side of your screen, well, mine is on the right because I draw with my left hand, you can find 2 sliders. One is for the size and the other is for the opacity of your brush. We also have the do and undo right here, and the little square in the middle is the eyedropper that helps you instantly sample a new color from anywhere on your canvas. So this was a quick recap of the different tools of Procreate. Now let's talk about the top 5 features that makes it great for architects and designers and how I use them in my daily work. First one, the drawing guides. You can turn it on by going to Actions, Canvas and tapping on the drawing guide option. In the Edit Drawing Guide panel, you can find 4 different guides. You can adjust the grid's color, opacity, thickness and the grid size. The 2D grid is particularly helpful if we want to draw to scale. All you have to do is to adjust the grid size here at the bottom. This provides an immediate visual reference for scale. You can ensure that a grid square represents a specific measurement and draw accordingly. The isometric grid is also great for making some diagrams. When you enable the assisted drawing just here, you can draw perfectly parallel lines aligned with the grid. And for the perspective guide, you have to tap anywhere on the screen to add a vanishing point. You can add up to 3 vanishing points and you can place them wherever you want. As you draw, your lines automatically snap to the correct angles. You can quickly block in the major forms of a scene and then spend your time on the fun details, textures, lighting and atmosphere without worrying about the underlying framework. The top feature number 2 is creating your own brushes. Procreate has already a lot of different brushes in it, but if you want, you can import more and you can even create your own. One of the ways I maximize the use of my iPad as an architect is with ready-to-use graphic templates or brushes I created myself. These are based on the things I use every single day, like people, tree brushes, and some annotations to use in site analysis, concept diagrams, plans, and sections. For example, I have a brush set of annotations I like to use for site analysis or concept diagrams, and I have another brush set for drawing trees in sections and plans. This has been a real productivity boost I gave myself. It saves time and it ensures consistency across all my drawings, and I keep using them over and over again. If you want to know more or access to my brushes, you can find them from the links in the description. The top feature number 3 is the copy-paste. Let me explain. As I did for my brush sets, I also have a ready-to-use PNG libraries that consist of furniture, plants, and different decoration objects. So instead of having to draw the same object over and over again, all I have to do is to copy-paste those PNGs inside my drawing. So what I did is I drew all of these once and I keep them either on my photo library or on Procreate directly. If they are on my photo library, all I need to do is split my screen and open the PNG library on the side of Procreate. For example, I want to copy this bed on this drawing. I just have to hold the image and slide it into Procreate directly. There you can resize it and place it correctly. This is also great if you're doing collage and you need to import some textures, or even for creating mood boards in Procreate. The other way you can do that is by keeping your ready-to-use drawings in Procreate directly in your gallery. Just go there, copy from the canvas, swipe 3 fingers down the screen, tap on copy, then go back to the other one and paste it there. Then you can move it, rotate it, or flip it as needed. These libraries work in such a way that you don't have to draw the same elements or the same texture from scratch every single time. Again, real time savers. And by the way, between these two, I honestly prefer the first method because it's faster and it's very practical to see the drawing and the library on the same screen side by side. The top feature number 4 is the layers. One of the best features of working on the iPad is the ability to work in layers that let you stack parts of your drawing on top of each other. They let you paint things that overlap without altering work you've already done. And you can move, edit, recolor, and delete things on one layer without changing anything on the other layers. This is great because this lets you experiment and organize different parts of your drawing. Also, sketching directly on photos has become my fastest way to communicate with contractors and clients because this is very quick, very clear, and without the need for polished drawings. And all you need to do for that is to import an image directly onto Procreate, then add a layer on it and draw there. If you want to try different things, you can hide this layer and add another one where you can draw something else. I have some drawings which have so many layers because I don't want to risk messing up the whole thing just because I couldn't draw the textures or the shadings right. The top feature number 5 is the alpha lock and clipping mask. Alpha lock is a feature I usually use when coloring. When you turn it on for a layer, you are telling Procreate, only allow me to edit the pixels that are already visible on this layer and don't let me draw anything on the empty areas. For example, in here I have a layer where there is the color of the tree, which is great. By using Alpha Lock, I can change this color quickly and easily. For this, go to your Layers panel, tap on the layer you want to edit and select Alpha Lock from the menu that appears. You will see a gray and white pattern appear next to the layer thumbnails, indicating it's active. This is great for changing the color of something to quickly recolor a line drawing or a shape without affecting the background, but also for adding texture or shading to a specific object you've already drawn. I use it a lot for drawing trees and nature elements, or if I want to quickly change the color of my existing lines. And the other feature is clipping mask. This is a layer that clips to the layer under it. It uses the shape and transparency of the layer below as a mask, but not like the Alpha Lock. The clipping mask is a separate layer. This is actually like a stencil. To use it, you create a new layer above the layer that has the shape you want to use as a mask. Then tap on the new layer and select clipping mask from the menu. You will see the new layer move a little to the right with a small arrow pointing down, indicating it clipped to the layer below. This is great for having your base shape on one layer and all your colors, textures, and shadows on separate layers above it, all clipped to the base. you can turn them on, off, or adjust them independently. You can stack multiple clipped layers, one for base color, one for shadows, one for textures. Then you can easily move or scale the texture without affecting the shape. So these were the 5 features I use every time on Procreate to create different kind of sketches and illustrations. The first way I use it is for concept design, trying different quick sketches in the earlier phases of a project, but also the site analysis and for the diagrams. Then I use it for brainstorming ideas and even mood boards, and yes, I basically use Procreate as Photoshop. I also draw sometimes floor plans, elevations and sections, or perspective views from different angles, and if the design is roughly 3D modeled in SketchUp, for example, I can export views of specific areas and sketch over them in Procreate. There are really a lot of things you can do with this app. And let me know if you have any question or if I forgot another amazing feature. If you're interested in my design process and how I develop concepts for real projects, I've linked another video here. And if you want access to my brushes, you can download them from the links in the description. Don't forget to like the video if you found it helpful, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the bell to be notified of new content. Thanks for watching, take care, and I will see you next time. Bye!